wanted to be a musician, I had to rule out Egyptology. My schoolwork wasn't good enough to be an Egyptologist, and that was my first choice. Plus, Egyptologists don't really get the girls, so I was seeing all these bands around the time, and the girl reaction was pretty amazing. When you're 13, it's pretty stunning to see that. You fall in love with the music, but the thing that makes you want to get up on stage and play is probably, you know, just singly out from the rest of the pack. But music was always in my house. My dad was a singer, although he was a lifer in the Army. He was, he had a great voice, better voice than I did actually, and should have gone further than I did. But I got encouraged by him, and I eventually really fell in love with the guitar, and that actually has outlasted my love of lots of women. There was a lot of tough times actually when I finally moved to America, and a lot of the times I really felt like giving up. And I don't think there's probably anybody that goes through, you know, commits himself to a path and has to do it pretty much usually by themselves, who doesn't think about giving up at some point. But I only thought about it. I never actually really considered it a possibility. I've never actually had a job. This is all I do. I don't have any other qualifications. It was either do this and succeed at it, or, you know, there was no other option. Advice for budding performers. Wow. You know, I mean, honestly, it's got to be a passion. It's got to be something that you die for, something that pulls you out of bed every morning. It's got to be an obsession, and that's true of anything. Yeah, General Hospital, I didn't really want to do the show. I didn't think it would be have anything to do with having a successful music career. That year that I joined, it became, you know, one of the most talked about shows on TV, and suddenly soap operas were hip, and it was just serendipitous that I kind of walked into it at that time. But I had to suffer a lot of detractors saying, oh, this guy's a soap opera actor, one-dimensional soap opera actor. They didn't even know that I wrote the songs I recorded. They thought, you know, some producer came along and, you know, stuck me in a recording studio. But you know, to me, I've always wanted to do it all my life, so I figured that would be the best answer, to stay in the game. Dogs are kind of my totem animal, I guess. I love animals. I mean, I would have made a great vet too if I'd actually continued my studies. So actually, Egyptologist and veterinarian were the top two, and musician came third and won out just because of my short attention span in school. But I've always loved animals, and dogs in particular, because they were my companions while I was moving around a lot. It was dogs that were the truest spirits, and they've always, you know, all through the main times of my life, they've been there. A dog has been there, and so it's, I feel very sorry for cat lovers. Yeah, my dad was the kind of the nurturer of the family. You know, my mom was the one that got stuff done and, you know, kept us in line. But my dad was the one that gave us a hug when we had problems. He was the only officer that, when he retired, enlisted men came to his send-off, which never happened. Enlisted men hated officers. He's a real loving guy, and that helped me with my kids. I didn't have to fight against anything. I just could channel my dad, you know. My father's chair, still standing there, all alone, since the long night. I don't know why Jesse's Girl has had the legs it's had. My view is that it's a good song. It says something that everybody feels. It says it in a kind of an original way. It's a catchy melody. And it's one of those songs that a songwriter hopes for in their career. Bad news is they'll probably play it at my funeral, which will really suck, because it's not a dirgy song at all, you know? Late at night, you know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Tell me, where can I find a woman like that? I'll play along with the shoe. That's much smaller than I thought it would be. is a comment I used to hear most from my fans. No, actually, you know, one of the coolest things is that you've been a part of my life, which is actually really one of the most rewarding things I can hear, because the music gave them comfort through tough times, and that's when music, you know, pours in and you drink it up and it becomes your best friend.
You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Tell me, where can I find a woman like that? Like Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I want Jesse's girl. I want her. Thank you!